Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. All praise and thanks be to Allah, and may Allah's prayers and blessings be on His last and final messenger, our beloved Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Welcome back, brothers and sisters in Islam, to the house of Allah, the best place in this world. And can you imagine how much of an honor for us to learn about the best and most honorable person that walked on earth, our role model, Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So last time we left off on rebuilding the Kaaba and the arbitration issue. So when Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam was 35 years old, Quraysh started rebuilding the Kaaba. That was because the Kaaba was a low building of white stones, no more than 6.30 meters high, from the days of Ismail. Plus, it was roofless, which gave thieves easy access to its treasure. And also, it was exposed to harsh weather factors and was built a long time ago, which weakened and cracked its walls. Due to its value in people's hearts, Quraysh was required to rebuild the Kaaba for the sake of its prestige and holiness. Before they started rebuilding the Kaaba, they made an agreement that only good halal money would enter the rebuilding process. They started the work, but people were too afraid to knock the walls. But Walid ibn Mughira started knocking the walls. Seeing that no harm happened to him, the others participated in knocking out the walls. They continued to knock out the walls until they reached the basis laid by Ibrahim. Then they divided the work among tribes, so each tribe was responsible for rebuilding part of it. And the builder who was responsible for rebuilding the Kaaba was a Roman man named Baqun. The work went in harmony and peace, till the time came to put the sacred black stone in its proper place. Then disagreement broke out among chiefs and lasted for 4 or 5 days, each one of them contesting for the honor of placing the stone in its position. They were in dispute so much that a war was about to happen in Al-Haram grounds. Luckily, one of the chiefs offered that the first person that enters the masjid will be the one who decides who will put it. And it was Allah's will that the first person to enter was Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. When people saw him, they all shouted, "The trustworthy, we accept him, it's Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam." When he came to them, they told him about the issue. Then Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam requested a garment. Then he placed a stone in the center of the garment and told the chiefs to each hold a part of the garment and raise it up till it reached its proper place. Then Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam took the stone and put it in its place. This is how a very tense situation and a grave of danger was prevented by the wisdom of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Quraysh later ran short of the illicit money they collected, so they eliminated 6 yards area on the northern side of Al-Kaaba, which is called Al-Hijr or Al-Hatim. They raised its doors 2 meters from the ground level, so they only let the people they want to enter the Kaaba. Now we can move on to Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam biography before commissioning of the Prophet. Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam in his youth had a combination of the best social attributes. Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam had every good virtue in his character. He sallallahu alaihi wasallam was never affected by the people in his time, even before Islam. Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam was known for he always kept himself from drinking wine and eating dhabiha for the sake of idols. Even when he tried to do what his people did or follow some traditions, Allah's providence averted him from doing any of them. Ibn al-Athir narrated that Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, "I have never tried to do what my people do except for 2 times. Every time Allah averted me and checked me from doing so, and I never did that again. Once I told my fellow shepherd to take care of my sheep when we were in the upper part of Mecca. I wanted to go down to Mecca and entertain myself as the young men did. I went down to the first house of Mecca where I heard music. I entered and asked, 'What is this?' Someone answered, 'It's a wedding party.' I sat down and listened, but soon went into deep sleep. I was awakened by the heat of the sun. I went back to my fellow shepherd and told him of what happened to me. I have never tried it again." Al-Bukhari reported on the authority of Jabir bin Abdullah that while people were rebuilding the Kaaba, the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam went with Abbas to carry some stones. Abbas said, Put your loincloth round your neck to protect you from stones. As he did that, the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ fell to the ground, and his eyes turned skyward. Later on, he woke up and shouted, "My loincloth!" In another report, his loins were never seen afterwards. Prophet Muhammad ﷺ in his youth was known for his virtuous behavior and graceful manner. He ﷺ was the most gentle-hearted, and people were all impressed by his kind manners and virtues. He was the most truthful and best to keep honesty. The people in his tribe gave him the title, the trustworthy. The mother of believers, Khadija radiallahu anha, once said, "He unites kinship relations. He helps the poor and the needy. He entertains the guests and endures hardships in the path of truthfulness."